Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Benji. I am here to do a review of a personal hilt again. I'm waiting on parts to come in, finish another build for a friend, and slowly getting back. And I basically just wanted to show this off real quick. This is, again, another special saber. I know I have quite a few. I'm a sentimental type of collector. But this is going to be a video on my Entropy custom hilt, right? Now this thing is designed after the Entropy by Slot Furnace. This is a Slot Furnace design, and as many of you probably know, Brad's been around for a long time in the hobby and has done a lot of designs for the Old Republic games, Bioware games. So usually when you see these, you don't ever see these being produced. This is a huge no-no to be replicated without the permission of Brad, just like the Derelict and all that. So I had permission to go ahead, reached out to him, and I was like, hey man, can I have one of these for my own collection? So this is, again, like I said, one that is gonna be sentimental for many reasons. One, the people involved. So I had reached out to the community at one point because I needed the Canon Y. I've been fortunate and I've snagged a few in the past, but sometimes they're just, I don't know, they're just gone. Somebody's hoarding them, and I was like, hey, I just need one more. And TJ Wells of Ignition Saber Company was like, yo, I got one, I'm sending it your way. And I was like, bro, I mean, he's just always been a good dude, always been there, and his passion for people having sabers that mean something to them is something I can really relate to. I really appreciate that. So he sent the unit to me, the Canon Y flash unit, and then I took this piece, I believe Jesse gave me a long time ago from Kyberphonic Fonts. He sent that to me with a couple pieces and was like, just have at it. And then the rest is MHS parts, MHS emitter, and pommel. But I took all this with me to my trip to visit Jeremy and meet up with Tim, and then of course hang out with Albert for the first time. I've never gotten to hang out with Albert. So on that Texas trip, I went to Jeremy's house, which has been the plan for almost 2 years, to go hang out, build a saber, and have a good time. Now I did Jeremy wrong. So I felt so bad, and we laugh about it, but it was clearly like a moment of like, I'm not a smart man. So originally, because he made the inner core for this to be possible, connecting and everything, basically the skeleton of this for me, and we went back and forth on the length on the back end, and after like 2 hours of trying different stuff, I was like, well, we just go with plan A. What we were gonna do from the very beginning, like a kid holding a flashlight for his dad. We got it. This turned out perfectly, and I was very happy. But every time I look at it, I'm like, oh man, I really could just make that a lot easier on him. One thing that I did that I'm very proud of, again, another sentimental reason for this hilt, is it's the first time I've ever milled anything, and it's not, anything special other than, just going back and forth. But when I was taking apart the Canon Y unit, when I first got it before I went out there, the switches, I wanted it to be up here. I wanted the box to be there, right? And this is a fully removable chassis, right? And then the switches are also all the way at the very back end, the bottom of the pommel. While taking the unit apart, I realized that this is actually, there's a little button release that feeds a wire down through this channel there and into the top part, so it's already there. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I want to see if, since there's an inner core, the Canon unit just slides over an actual core that Jeremy machines and milled and did all that stuff. And I've milled out a groove, a channel for the box all the way up here, so that way I wouldn't have to get a the spring system connector for switches, which is not a bad, it's actually a really good solution. But I was like, it's already there, this is already designed like that. I was like, I've never thought to take that kind of initiative on a Canon feature. So when you look down in there, the switches, there's no holes all the way through. So this is just a fully removable chassis setup that I did, and it can go in any way, right? And the switches still work. So if you can see, I don't know, it might be hard to see, way up at the very top, there's a cutout in the, there you go, there's a cutout in the piece that holds everything together, and that's right up here where the wires come down. So the switch box actually has the wires go down and all the way up and then through behind that guy. Chassis is just very simple setup. And after doing it, I realized that I need to take more time, and I put the kill switch backwards. So by backwards, I mean I could have put it back here facing that way and then had better access to everything, but I just brain farted or whatever and went with this because I was, in my mind, I was like, pull it out to here and I can just always do that, which works. Got a 3.9, 18650, Smuggler's Outpost pin system connector, and a Smuggler's Outpost elite speaker, which, again, people, I have said this so many times over the years, so many times over the years. People were like, how come that sounds better? How come mine doesn't sound that loud? A fully enclosed 28mm speaker in an MHS size with something big enough to keep that in there. I mean, dude, when you have really small hilts that have really small speakers, I don't care. I've had people argue with me over this so much. You can make a little 24, 22 sound loud enough. Does it sound good? Not in my opinion, it doesn't. Not compared to what it could be. So whenever somebody has a smaller saber, smaller speaker, all that, I'm like, not for me, dude. I'm glad you like it, but I do not. This thing sounds amazing. Go ahead and put a little demo blade in here. Why not? Why not? Instead of getting a giant blade going. Oh, forgot to talk about that. So the other thing that we did was, I've got just a TCSS connector right now. I ran out of lit neopixel connectors, and I have a ton of those. But yeah, this balance pipe or whatever, we milled and grooved this thing down to where it fit perfectly in there. And it is just chef's kiss, man. I love this hilt so much. Let's run through some fonts. Run through some fonts real quick. Oh, this font is so sick. So, this is Werewolf, the Maroc font by Kyberphonic Fonts. Man, this hilt has such good sound that a lot of fonts that I put on here, I'm like, man, I never really noticed some of the sounds from the fonts. It just, everything is crisp. good. Love the power down. Oh, I'm a huge fan of that. It's like full. Oh, that's so good, man. Great work, Jesse. This thing is mean. Looks really good in the white, silver, whatever you want to call it.
Yellow.
Oh yeah, so I put a lot of the fonts on here are the Survivor bundle, and then I put a lot of Lord Blocko's Crystal series on it because I love that series. I don't know how well you guys can tell, but this thing is freaking loud. Extremely comfortable two-hander, right?
Green. Blue.
Cyan's probably one of my more favorites.
White.
I use white a lot in the game.
Dan Terry.
Alright, now we're getting to the Crystal series by Lord Blocko, which I really love.
C. Gill.
Sounds so good.
Rubat.
Oof. I mean, listen to like the. This just picks up all the sounds, man.
Fearcrin.
Fearcrin sounds ridiculous, man. And I think I put a different, like a power surging blade on it. Don't know how well it's registering.
Air Lamb.
Air Lamb. Love me some Air Lamb. It's just uncomfortable. It's so good. So loud. It's obnoxious.
Baragor Ingot.
Baragor Ingot's really cool. One of my more favorites back in the day. And it really does sound like what this description of the crystal is. Got some hexagonal micro mesh in all the grooves, just to give it a little extra something.
Lignin.
Lignin, these nuts! A huge fan of lignin. I know Albert's mom was also a huge fan of lignin, these nuts, dude. It's such a good one.
Quixoni.
Quixoni?
Mantle of the Force.
Of course. Alright, let's wrap it up. This thing got a
Heart of the
ton
Guardian.
of fonts on it.
Next door.
Love me some next door. Whoops.
Hurricane.
Hurricane sounds awesome. Or hurricane, how do you pronounce it? It's so beefy. This is by Syndicate. Back to the beginning, so. Alright. That's it, man. It's a little longer of a video because I wanted to show off all those Crystal Series fonts. I love them. I'll leave links to all the Lord Blocko, and obviously y'all know Kyberphonic Fonts and Lord Blocko, but I'll leave a link to that. Those bundles, the Survivor 2 bundle. And the Crystal Series, if y'all want to get this, mainly what was on this hilt. Super happy with it though. Vintage camera parts, freaking full steel. I think it's steel. That's pretty hardcore. Yeah, that's steel. Custom made parts from my boy Jeremy at Solo Sabers. And then I did the weathering and the install. There we go. Hope you guys like it. This has been very fun. I absolutely love this hilt, and I can go on and on and on about it. But hope you enjoyed it, and may the force be with you.
Stuck up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Scruffy looking.